right, so I'm going to welcome you back onto this mat. As everyone's starting to get settled in with or without their props, take a moment here just to ground yourself. And we're going to start lying on our back to begin the class. So I'm going to lay down on a side view so you can have a different angle on every position that we're doing tonight. We're going to begin this class in a shavasana position. Resting your arms along the sides of your body. Close your eyes. And begin to breathe into your body. As your mind and body settles in, turn your attention inward and listen to the sound of your breath. The sound of your breath in. The sound of your breath out. Okay. Tonight, we bring yourself back onto this mat. A mindful flow with movements to engage your core, to activate your heart rate in slow and gentle manners. Let's begin this process by just tucking both knees into your chest. Allowing your arms to wrap around your knees, taking hands to opposite wrists, forearms, or elbows. And take a deep, nourishing breath in. As you exhale, hug your knees towards your chest. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. We're going to release that left leg down towards the mat. Interlace the fingers around your right knee and hug the right knee down towards your chest. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. Go ahead and release the right leg and then roll that left knee in towards your chest. Begin to compress into that lower left belly as you draw the left knee in. 2 more breaths here. Gently release that left knee. Keep the left knee bent. I'm going to have you extend and fly your arms out, palms down to the sides. Draw the right knee in towards the left knee, bending both your knees, flexing into your feet. Imagine you are energizing through the heels of your feet. A stationary bike. You're going to start to pedal into your feet, extending one leg as you're bending the other knee towards your chest, cycling through the midair. As you're doing this, slow down your breath. Hold it there wherever you are. And let's reverse that pedal. You're kicking your heel through, you're reversing that motion, engaging into your breath in a controlled and slow manner. And then gently release. You're going to cycle your feet down to the mat, bending both your knees at that hip width. You're going to draw your heels closer towards your buttocks for a moment. And for that soft release, you're going to bring both hands next to your hips. And then gently roll your hips up towards the sky into your bridge pose. You're going to hold it here. Option 1, both arms on towards the mat. Option 2, interlace the fingers behind your low back. Roll one shoulder at a time behind your upper back. Now before you start to lift higher, tuck the chin towards your chest and then press your forearms into the floor. Press through your heels, tilt and lift the hips higher towards the sky. For 3, 2, 1. Release the arms, gently roll your lower back down. Curl the knees both towards your chest, guiding your hands onto your knees. Move both knees towards your shoulders, creating space for that belly. And then start to circle your knees outwards, lubricating into your hips here. So you're drawing your knees towards the midline, up towards your chest. And when you exhale, circle the knees outwards. I'm going to reverse that motion. So you're going to roll the knees inwards, guide them forward and down, and then circle them out again. Draw them back in towards the chest, creating internal rotation here. Beautiful. Go ahead and stretch your arms back. Lengthen into your spine. I'm going to ask you to flex into both your feet. And this time, stretch the left leg down. Keep the left leg just slightly off the mat. Feel the activation into your core here. Bending that right knee ever so slightly at that 90-degree angle. And when you inhale, you're just going to roll your head up, reach the arms towards that right heel. And then when you exhale, lower your head down, stretch your arms back. We're going to do that a few more times. Inhale, roll up. Reach your fingertips towards the right heel. And then exhale, fall back. Beautiful. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale, fall back. Draw that left knee in. Exhale, extend the right leg forward. Hover that right heel slightly off the mat. Flex into the left foot. Let's go ahead and breathe in. Roll your head up, reaching your fingertips towards that left heel. And then exhale, extend back. Take it into your breath. Roll the upper body up. And then exhale, float the arms back, lower your body down. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, lift and rise and reach. Exhale, release and fall back. Extend the left leg down. Stretch into your body, reaching from toes up to the fingertips. Let that belly slightly burn. Ooh. Now gently bring your feet back at a 90-degree angle, both knees bent, feet flexed. You're going to do that with both knees this time. So you're going to inhale, rise the upper body up, reach for your heels. Look right between your knees, and then exhale, fall back. Let's do that 4 more times. Inhale. 2, exhale. Take it into your own breath. When you inhale, gently roll up, rise up, feel the extension of your fingertips reaching towards the heels, and then exhale, soften down. Take another breath in, rise slowly. Feel your core muscles engage here. Exhale, feel the soft heat that your body's creating. Last one. Inhale, rise and roll up. Exhale, go ahead and release back. Start to soften the core, release your heels close to your buttocks. Take a few breaths to slow down that heart rate. Okay. We're going to do one last core activation, recline down. So I'm going to ask you to ground both your feet onto the mat, bending your knees. Now you can kind of bring your thumbs and index finger like so. And you're going to bring this right underneath your low back. So you're creating some support system. Or you can overlap your hands if it feels good. Now, starting to find a good sitting spot to support the lower back space, I want you to curl both knees up. You're going to imagine you're hugging your inner thighs together, 2 legs become one. And you're just going to gently stretch the soles of your feet up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, slow, with control, start to lower the legs down only when you're about 2 to 3 inches above the mat. If you're starting to shake, maybe lift it a little higher. And then when you draw your breath in, go ahead and bend the knees, curl the knees towards your chest. Lifting the heels up towards the sky, stretching the legs straight. And then exhale, start to slow, release down. We're going to do this for a few more times, but at your own pace. You can move as slow, as fast as you like. The slower you go, the more activation you're going to feel in your belly, especially at the point where your legs are extended and you're gently lowering the legs down. The lower you go, the more you're going to start to feel that body shake. Keep it with your breath. You got this. When you're ready, I'd like you to curl both knees towards your chest. Start to release your hands away from your low back. Take the arms wide and just begin to windshield wipe your knees left and right, softening into the low back. Go ahead and take both knees over to the left for a gentle supine twist. You can place the left hand to your outer right thigh as you're gazing over towards that right shoulder. And then gently stretch the left arm out. Use your core engagement and just bring those knees back to the center. Keeping your knees bent at 90-degree angle, roll over to the right. Place the right hand to your outer left thigh. Turn your head over to the left. And then release. Stretch the right arm out to the right. Only using your lower body and your core. Bring the knees back to the center. And then bring both hands onto your knees. Hug the knees one more time. You're going to lift your feet slightly so you can bring your hands behind your thighs. We're going to rock up and back. Do this a few times to massage out your entire back body. Once that feels good, you're going to go ahead and roll all the way up into your seated pose. Going to turn back forward to face you. And let's begin to deepen into our body, stretch into our body. So beginning your practice with core activation is such a beautiful way to just start to create heat, the necessary heat to warm up the muscles, the deep tissues, your joints, so we can properly and safely stretch into our body, which is what we're going to do for the second half of this class. So go ahead and come into that comfortable seated position. We're going to take the arms up and interlace your fingers. You're just going to place the palms of your hands to the back of your head. Let the left and right elbow waver to the side. You can feel the expansion across the front side of your chest. I just want you to lean the back of your head into your hands. Close your eyes. Continue to rotate the elbows out. Feel the shoulder blades softly squeezing in. For 3, 2, 1. You're going to lift your head so you can curl both elbows towards your head. Stretching the back of your neck, you're going to drop the chin down towards your chest.
At this point, you're just going to let the weight of your arms, the weight of gravity, begin to open up every vertebrae through the back of that cervical spine. And then release, roll your head up. As the elbows roll back out, I want you to keep the hands interlaced. This time you're going to stretch the palms up towards the sky. Take this time to close your eyes and pay attention to the left side of your rib cage and the right side of your rib cage. Begin to expand your breath wide. Instead of up through your chest, try to expand it outwardly to the left and right side of your body. And then open your eyes. You're going to bring those hands down into prayer. And slowly circle the arms up. Lower the right hand down. Let's go ahead and stretch the side of your body. Reach the left arm up towards the top left, right corner of the ceiling. Dip into the right side of your body. I'm going to lift the head up towards the sky. And then release, extend the arms up towards the ceiling. You're gonna reverse, taking that left arm down. Start to dip into the left side of your body to expand into the right. Rotate your gaze up towards the ceiling. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's go ahead and release that. Start to relax your arms down right before your body. Take your time. You're going to ease yourself into seated forward fold. Start to walk the hands up. Lower the belly, lower the chin, roll the forehead down towards Mother Earth. Placing the hands at shoulder width. Let's close your eyes. Come back and listen to your breath. Take this time just to lift your gaze up towards your hands. And you're going to exhale, walk your hands over to the left. You can walk the right hand towards the left hand. Feel the stretch coming into the lower right back. And then bring your head back down. Release your hands back to center, guiding step by step over to the right. And then release, stretch the arms forward. So again, inch the fingertips one more time up towards the top of your mat, finding the deepest length and expression of this posture for your own body. And then release. Glide the hands back towards your knees. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears and then just roll them back and down. Taking any head movements to soften neck space that feels good. Throughout this practice, we are going to provide free time like this where you can freely explore the dimension and movements of your body. Now let's return back to stillness. Let's come on to our hands and knees, transitioning onto our tabletop pose. So you're going to place your knees underneath those hip joints. Let your hands sit underneath your shoulder joints. And begin with cat and cow. We're going to inhale, lift the tailbone, roll your chest forward. Feel the compression to the low back. And then exhale, go ahead and start to round your back. Drop your chin down to your chest. Take it into your own breath in and lift the tailbone, open your gaze forward. As you exhale, release, round your spine, and then inhale, come back forward. Begin to repeat this motion here, just at your own pace. Identify with your own body as to where it is in this very moment. And then come back to a neutral back. Start to look down right between your hands. And I want you to guide yourself down onto the forearms where the elbows are going to sit underneath the shoulders. Begin to tuck your toes in. Walk the knees about 2 to 3 steps back so your knees are behind your hips. Now, option 1, I want you to stay here for a modified forearm plank. But as you do this, notice how I'm dipping into my low back. I want you to draw the belly, lift into the upper back, and think of yourself as a flat table with your back positioned here. You're still engaging your core in a very mild manner, engaging into the upper body to lift. Option 2, if you like to come into the full expression of the forearm plank, you're going to lift your knees up. Make sure that your hips are not popping up and they're actually level down so your entire body is parallel to the mat. And let's hold it here for a few more breaths. Two more. And then gently just soften the hips down towards the mat. Untuck your toes and you're positioned into our Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath the shoulders, pressing through the forearms to lift the upper chest up. Close your eyes and just breathe as you compress the low back. Okay. We're going to lower your chest down and we're going to bring both hands along the sides of your hips. Turning your head over to the right. Let the toes roll in, and when the heels roll out, you're going to feel the opening to the low back. Let's warm up the low back one more time. Moving from Sphinx pose, we're going to go into seal pose. So bring the tops of your feet back onto the mat. We're just going to swing your arms towards the top of your mat. And just gently guide your hands closer towards the upper body. As you start to lift that upper body higher, start to draw this belly in towards your navel, engaging the front core to support this lower back bend. Once you find the fullest expression of the posture, where you can still lift the upper body up, relax the shoulders away from your ears. You're going to hold it here. 5 breaths. Go ahead and start to lower the upper body down one vertebrae at a time. Swing the arms back, and this time turn your head over to the left. Toes rolling in, heels rolling out. And let the blood flow come back at this very moment. Okay. Let's bring the chin back towards the mat. So now that our lower back's a little bit more warmed up, let's start to engage it with a strength. So I want you to walk your legs a little closer side by side. You're going to bring your palms to face down, fingertips pointing back. At this point, I just want you to lift your chest up. Hold it here. Now take another breath in and only lift the legs up. Keep the hands where they are. You can spread your toes like yogi toes, really feeling yourself stretching your chest forward towards the top of your mat while you're kicking and reaching towards the back. Opposite direction here, opposite traction. Once you have the engagement of your entire body, then do you release the arms up, coming into locust pose. Feel yourself reaching your hands back to lift the chest higher. Hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Relax. Turn your head over to the right. Slow down your heart rate. And then bring your head back to the center. Bring the legs a little closer again. And we're going to return to your back bend. This time, a different variation. So with your head down, just go ahead and interlace the fingers behind your lower back. Keep the elbows bent. At this point, you can feel the left and right side of your shoulder and chest on the mat. I want you to roll your shoulders away from the floor, taking the shoulders behind your upper back, and then stretch and lengthen those elbows towards your feet. Straightening your arms as much as you can. Feel your shoulders roll back behind the upper back again. As you do this, your shoulder blades should be squeezing together. Keep your head down And all I want you to do is lift the legs. You can feel slight back bend at this point. Chest automatically lifts ever so slightly from the floor. With 3 breaths, you're going to rise higher. So on that first breath in, lift your chest. On the exhale, you can reach your hands closer towards your feet. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the chest higher. Exhale, reach your hands towards the back of your mat. You've got this. One more time. Inhale, reach through the chest. Exhale, reach the arms up away from the low back. Reach for the back of your mat. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Relax. Legs and chest down. Turn your head to the left. Let's come back. Breathe. Feel the heart rate just softly rising in the process of opening your heart. Feel the breath now steadier to slow down your breath. Calm down your mind. Let's bring the chin back onto the mat. Walk your hands next to your chest where your elbows hug in towards the sides of your body. The thumbs are touching the left and right side of your chest. Tops of your feet on the floor. Cobra pose. Gently roll the upper body up. Hold it here. And then you're going to slowly roll back to your child's pose. Placing the knees at hip width or slightly wider. Sitting your hips down towards your heels. And we're going to reach the arms forward. Lengthen and ground and release here. Okay. Hi, Mochi. So this is Mochi. She comes to practice sometimes. We're going to start to ease in through the practice to get one last big stretch for our bodies. We're going to do down dog. So we're going to roll up onto all fours. Take your time. This is the first one that we're going to do of 3. So you're going to tuck your toes in, lift the hips. Start to place your feet at that hip width. Use the first set here. As you're pushing your upper body back, just bend your knees one at a time. Pedal in. Explore in towards the back of your leg, the hamstrings, the calves. And once that feels good, you can really nurture into the low back. If you bend your knees and let the hips roll in, you're going to feel this nice, beautiful massaging motion to the lower back space. And once that feels good, go ahead and stretch your heels down, pushing your upper body back towards the hips. And we're going to walk one hand at a time back towards your feet, coming in towards your standing forward fold where the feet are still placed at hip width, creating space for the belly. Drop your chin to your chest, and we're going to shake that head side to side. Go ahead and rock your head up and back. Then let go of the arms. Really relax the arms. Drape them down like a rag doll. No weight through the upper body. Close your eyes and just let gravity really deepen into the body for you. Okay, micro bend into your knees. Go ahead and bend your knees so much so that both your hands can touch the mat. We're going to work into our Malasana pose. So go ahead and adjust your toes out at a pivoted, probably 45-degree angle. And you're just going to work on scooping and dropping that head down towards the mat. And at this point, your hips are rolling down, your pelvis slightly tilting forward. Both your knees are open wide. You're going to bring your hands into prayer and then start to bring your outer arms into your inner thighs. So from a frontal view, we're looking at knees open wide, toes rotating out. You're creating external rotation into your hip. Your hands are in prayer, and you're starting to wedge the outer arms in. This way, you're going to use the pressure and power points of your outer arms to push into the inner thighs, to rotate them out, keep them open as you draw your hand in prayer down towards the heart center, lifting your chest up so you're lengthening through the spine. So from a side view, I'm not dropping or rounding, I'm actually lifting and lengthening forward. Let's take a few more breaths here. Okay. Be gentle when you release. You're going to drop the hands down first. Take your time. You're going to slowly roll and lift the hips, pivoting your heels back. At this point, your feet should be opened wider than your mat, just to the outside of your mat. Coming in towards that wide-legged forward fold, just hinge forward. We're going to take a different variation into down dog, the wide-legged down dog. You're going to crawl your hands all the way up. Hands at shoulder width. Hands before your shoulders like mine. And now I'm just going to push my energy back. Pushing and pressing my hips towards the back of my mat. Letting my head rest between my upper arms. Really lengthening from my entire upper lower back down through the back of my legs. Take a few more breaths here. Okay. Begin to walk your hands closer to your body. Heel to your feet, back at that hip width. And just rock forward and back. You can bring the hands to opposite forms if it feels good. Kind of cue into your body on how the lower back, the hamstrings, and the calves are feeling. And let's stretch that out one more time. You're going to crawl back forward. For this last down dog, instead of pedaling, I want you to just find a place of stillness. Really finding the stretch of your heels as close down towards the mat. Continuously pushing that upper body away from your wrist and towards the back line where the hips sit. You're gazing right between your feet. Taking that deep breath in. And as you exhale, open your mouth. A deep breath in. And exhale, open your mouth. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, open your mouth. Drop your knees down to the mat. Let's relax those shoulders. Lie the hands towards your feet. Rest your forehead down towards the mat. Child's pose. Close your eyes. Keep your head down and walk your hands next to your knees. Begin to roll your body up one vertebrae at a time. With your head last to rise up. You're going to swing your legs forward, extending your legs towards the top of your mat. And take this time just to adjust the sitting bones, rocking from hip to hip. And then we're going to take the arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward. Just close your eyes. Begin to slow down your practice. Cool down your body. Then lift your head back up.
Bring your hands close to your hips. We're going to pivot our body towards the top of your mat. Taking the soles of your feet together, knees out, our bound angle pose. I want you to start to grab onto the tops of your feet. Our last forward fold for this class. You're going to inhale, lengthen your spine. Bending your elbows towards your waistline. You're going to hinge forward. Drop your chin down to your chest. Roll your forehead in. Deep breaths here. And release. Roll your head up. You're going to keep the lower body in bound angle, but we're going to recline down onto our back. Start to release down. A gentle, soft opener with that recline bound angle. As you start to lower it down, you're going to notice just that slight arch to your low back. Start to adjust and lift your chest a little higher, creating that nice, beautiful dome behind your low back and upper back. If you like to higher lift, you may lift your shoulders up one more time, feeling that nice, beautiful opening to the front side of the heart. And you're going to stretch the arms back, taking hands to opposite forearms or opposite elbows. Close your eyes. And just breathe. Breathe down to the belly. Allow your breath to calm down your mind. Give permission to your body to surrender in and release. And just gently draw the knees together, grounding your 2 feet onto the mat. And then float the hands right to the hips, lifting your hips just slightly up so you can curl that lower back down. And then we're going to bring both knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your knees once again, hugging your knees towards your chest. Rocking left and right if you like. Coming back to where we started in this practice. Let's take the left leg back down. Hug the right knee back towards your chest. Compressing into the right hip joint. And then release the right arm out. So you can take the right knee over to the left, turning your head over to the right. And then allow your right knee to come back to center. Hug your right knee over towards the right shoulder. For option 1 tonight, you can stay here. Option 2, go ahead and just relax the left arm down to the left hip. You can flex the right foot up towards the ceiling, letting the right knee bend at the right angle. And you're going to use that right forearm, wrap behind your right thigh, and just guide that right knee over towards the right side of your mat. Option 3, half happy baby. You're going to use your index or middle finger, hook onto that right toe, or you can adjust your hands and grip to the outside of your right foot and start to bend that right elbow, helping you guide that right knee over to the right side of your mat. And just close your eyes, round back to that breath. You're going to place that right foot to your inner left thigh. Let the right knee drop down towards the mat. Such a soft, gentle wave for the external rotation to the right hip. Hands rested to your belly. And extend the right leg forward. Bring your left knee into your chest. You're going to turn your head over to the left. Relax the left arm out to the left. Guide your left knee over to the right. And let's return. You're going to bring the left knee back towards the center. Guide your left knee over to the left side of your shoulder. And you can hug your left knee towards the left side. Or you can once again flex your left foot and bring that left forearm behind the left thigh, helping you really bring that compression in towards your body. Or you can take your hand to the outside of your left foot, or even hook that left middle finger and index finger to that big toe. Start to bend into the left elbow, drawing the left knee closer towards the left side of your mat, towards the mat. Close your eyes. Think of the last moments here are as transitional points to return back to a body in a centered place of stillness. So begin by letting that left foot rest to their inner right thigh, letting the left knee drop out to the left. Resting those hands onto your belly, adjusting the shoulders as you need to, your head placement. Once you're ready, then extend your left leg forward. Starting to pivot your hips, pivot your legs in a manner that will best suit your own Shavasana. Placing your hands to the belly, out to the side, beyond your head, whatever your body may need. Find the little moments, the little movements in your body that bring awareness and life back to the hands, to your feet. Feel the arms just float itself behind your head. Allow the body to expand forward to the front side. As you place your feet onto the mat, roll onto your favorite side. But when you're ready, join me back into our seated pose. Eyes are closed, but ever so grounded. You bring your hands onto your knees. In tonight's practice, in today's time on our mat, I leave you with an expression of words and its inspiration to carry you through the night and the week. And that is, life is not measured by the breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Let's bring the hands to our heart center as we bow your head. Thank you for allowing me to guide your practice. It is with honor, light, and love in my heart that I honor the same light within yours. Open your eyes, lift your head. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed our practice. I am going to give us some time to open up the forum to talk if you like. Any questions you have, I'm going to be on for a few more minutes. And again, thank you for joining me tonight.